40, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Traxion channel, where you join me in my Abarth 595 SS from 1970. It's only got 30 brake horsepower. Even this Sunday Cup race at Monza, I'm struggling to catch up with its more basic counterparts. Now, if you've read the title and seen the thumbnail of this video, you probably know what it's all about. This is the second part of our GT7 engine swap series, and if you haven't already, go back and watch the first part. We did some pretty ridiculous swaps in that one. This one, however, is going to be even more ridiculous, because this is now the top 5 craziest engine swaps on Gran Turismo 7. We're starting with this Fiat 595, or Abarth 595 SS, I should say, and we're going to do something a bit mental with it. For 127,500 credits, we are going to make this Abarth a Type R. Now, before we've even made any modifications, look at the difference in the weight to power ratio and the power itself. I mean, it's 10 times more instantly, and we've not even started tuning it yet. I don't know if I should be concerned right now. I've already started upgrading things, and the PP level is just showing me a warning sign. I've never seen that before in Gran Turismo, but that is concerning. We actually have more brake horsepower than we do have kilos. With all that power and weight hanging over the back, I'm intrigued. Oh my god. Oh dear. Yeah, that happens. Put down. I see why there was a warning attached to the PP level. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try and take it easy. We've seen what it can do. Does it handle? Oh, I have put racing softs on it. Not really. Let's go. Every time we land, I'm pretty close to crashing. Around the SambaBus. That one's not got a Porsche 911 engine in it. Foot down. Let's go. No. Mistake. Mistake. Big mistake. Save it. Save it. Didn't save it. On the brakes, nice and stable. We've got 2 side by side. Excuse me, coming through. Thank you. Power. No. Mistake. Big regret. Regret. Pain. I don't know how we're in the top 8 here, but we are. Bit of curb. Sometimes it just gives you glimmers of this thing handles, and then you remember what it does. No. We'll go around the outside of the Alboreto curve. Oh no. 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 All good. 160 miles an hour. We are definitely losing stability. 175. Brake. And we made the apex. No, we didn't. I thought we did. And that is how you take the first chicane at Monza. That's P2. We've made up such a big gap in such a short amount of time just by being sensible, but the problem with this car is I don't want to be sensible. Send it in. No. Don't send it in. Landed it. All good. This has to be my favourite engine swap so far. It's going to be tough to beat it in the top 4. It's just all that weight over the rear axle. That's what makes it so ridiculous. No, we haven't won the race yet. Come on. Oh, that's the pits. There we are. Bit of a flutter across the line. Let's move on before it kills me. That's amazing. Heed the PP warning, ladies and gentlemen. Heed the warning. Now, as if 1970 wasn't long enough ago, how about 1932? This is the Ford Roadster. This is the first time I've ever driven it. I've driven 3 corners now. and I love it. And apparently it doesn't have 4 gears, okay? There it is. Yeah, this thing is absolutely wicked. This is a proper car. Big steering wheel. Handling. Actually, genuinely not that bad. A bit understeery, a bit oversteery, but smooth steery. You know what? I'm hanging on to the back of the Mustang in 9th. But I am very much still in last place. So I think what we need are a few upgrades. Come on, come on. Oh, I can almost get the Mustang. Not quite. The best way to beat a Mustang is to steal the Mustang's engine, although this isn't the same one. This is actually the GT350R engine. I believe that's from a Shelby. It's going to up our power from 179 to 525, and that's before we've done any work on it. 137,000. I'm going to buy it. It's a V8. Now, apparently we can get this up to 817 brake horsepower, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually not going to touch the suspension, which I may regret, just because it felt really fun and nice to drive beforehand. Obviously, it's a lot heavier now, more powerful, so it won't be anymore, but I'm going to give it a chance. Ooh, 20,000 for a supercharger. Go on then. Okay, 682 brake horsepower. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to leave everything else, and we're going to take it for a spin and see if we can beat that Mustang. Okay, it's got power. We knew that. Feathering the right foot. That's fine. It's a Camaro in front of us, not a Mustang. We're going to have to catch any Mustangs. I'm going to try and... Oh. That's bad. How? Straight down the inside into turn 1. Oh, yes. There's the Mustang. We've caught him after 2 corners, and we're going to smoke by around the outside. Still going to get the thing sideways onto the back straight. That is just incredible. 160 miles an hour already on the brakes really early. It feels predictable and manageable. Just using the throttle to balance the rear end. Steering doesn't need to do too much, to be honest. I'm sorry if this video goes on too long. It probably will, but it's just so hard because all of these cars deserve some attention. They're not all the same, which I love as well. Like, every car just has a different personality unlocked. I keep forgetting I don't have 4th gear. What am I doing? Lovely. It's P1. That's what you get for trying to show off. Just when you think you've got a handle on this car, it spits you back out again. Requires a lot of respect. I mean, that is an actual Dodge Viper there, being driven by decent enough Gran Turismo 7 AI, and I've just smoked it into turn 1. Smoked it on the exit. I'm driving a 1932 Ford Roadster on its original suspension with no weight reduction. Okay, I've got some better tyres, but still... See? No need for second at all. Across the line, easy victory at Watkins Glen, and a 1:20. Oh, look at this thing. So I've done a quick steering wheel change for the next part of this video, just to make sure we don't have any more disconnects. But thankfully, the car at number 3 is a car that you would expect to see with this kind of wheel. Yep, it is a Wheelies Jeep. This thing was built for off-roading in 1945. But built for off-roading. And actually, even with a distinct lack of horsepower right now, it's doing okay around Fisherman's Ranch. Up to 60 miles an hour. Lob it in. No need for the brakes. It just deals with it. We know this works, so no point wasting any more time. Let's get on with our engine swap, and it's 138,000 for a Hellcat Charger engine, which already has 707 horsepower before we do anything to it. Holy crap. Apparently you can actually take it up to 999 brake horsepower, so yeah, we're going all the way. 999 just seems like too nice a number not to try. Oh boy. There's only one livery we can go for with a 1000 horsepower Hellcat powered supercharged Jeep. It just has to be Barbie. No idea what to expect with this one, so we're hitting start. Oh. Wow. The sun is reflecting beautifully off that pink paintwork. This thing. Sorry, I'm out of words. Oh, if you hit the brakes in third, the rear comes around. And it just kind of works. Now obviously we've got 4-wheel drive, only 4 gears sadly to work with. I could do some changes to that. Whoa, that's a bit more aggressive than before the upgrades, but we held it. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please do consider subscribing to the channel, because statistically speaking, if you subscribe during this video, there's a 56% increased chance that I'm going to come around to your house and paint your car this colour. So the front end is a little bit lazy. I mean, shouldn't be too surprised. It was built in the 1940s and we've just stuck 1,000 horsepower in it without doing much else. You are going to be using the handbrake a lot with this. And as I say, we could definitely do with stretching out the gears a little bit. That's me topping out in fourth. Actually, no, I'm not topping out. I'm still accelerating. Holy moly. Oh. What an absolute weapon. Oh, landed perfectly. Reverse entry. You could definitely grow used to this. I think we've seen enough of this though. So let's move on to our final two. Once we've headed down this hill, of course. Oh. So coming in at number 2, doing more than 88 miles an hour for once, it is of course the DeLorean. Now this car is just a genuinely fun to throw about sports car. We all know about its history, but sometimes you forget that it's just a fun thing to drive. Now as it is the standard car, I am struggling to keep up with the AI here, so I reckon a little bit more power will help us. £250,000, and yes, it is the engine from the Rampage. Basically, we're going from 200 horsepower to 748. These swaps are ridiculous. That is the Roadster Shop Rampage. That's the engine we're putting in this thing, and that is one of the best features on Gran Turismo as well. The DeLorean already sounds that good and I've not even done anything to it. I'm actually going to keep it normally aspirated because I love the sound so much. I'll just do a few other bits and pieces. While I'm here actually, shout out to every single one of you livery designers on Gran Turismo 7 that have shared their liveries. I've been using all sorts of liveries as you will have seen in both of these videos. And it just makes these cars look amazing. So massive thank you to all of you. Every livery I've shown on here is because I love it. This particular livery actually makes it look like the Hyundai N Vision, like scarily like it. I'm actually really excited for this one because I've turned my little DeLorean into a proper thoroughbred race car, or hopefully I have anyway. So let's get on with it. Can't wait for it to sound good. I've put a sequential box on as well, just to give me that race car feeling. And let's see what happens. Oh my goodness, that's quick. Does it turn? It does. Doesn't exactly feel like a Group 3 car, but... excuse me, any space? The thing does have too much power for, I don't know, the actual chassis, I guess. It doesn't, you know, feel stiff and rigid. And to be fair, this has so much horsepower. I mean, you can actually bring it up to 1,100, I believe. Sending it. Backing out. Sending it. Let's see what speed we can get then down the main straight. Already at 160, 180, 190, 200. I'm running out of gears. I've run out of gears. 215, I think I almost saw. Dodge Viper in the bin. Lost the back end. Formula steering wheel not helping. Bridge. Saved it. And we're leading. And gather everything back together. Like, yes, it's a monster. And yes, I do love it. But its straight line speed is probably more impressive than the way it drives. It's just, it's too aggressive. It feels like a stampede of a car. I'm going to try driving it sensibly now, as if I was actually in a race that mattered, and see what it does. Because maybe it's just my right foot that's being a stampede. Yeah, it was nice and controlled out of there. Still sliding. It's just so enjoyable when you open up the taps. Didn't really get a single good lap in that car, but wow. So we've reached the holy grail. Number 1, the craziest engine swap on Gran Turismo 7. And it is but this humble Nissan Silvia Qs from 1988. I mean, it's a great sports car. I love the way it handles. I like the power delivery. It's just a fun road car to drive, a bit like the DeLorean was, to be honest. But Nissan Silvias aren't just known for being good sports cars, they're also known for being used quite a lot in drifting. So why not combine the two things? For 300,000 credits, we are going to stick the engine from a Subaru BRZ drift car in our Silvia, and that brings us immediately up to a small 1,037 brake horsepower before we've done anything else to it. I just had to buy an ultra-high RPM turbocharger, and it's now 1,232 brake horsepower. So I'm just trying to buy some other bits to rein it in a little. I had to pick the holy grail of race circuits for the holy grail of GT7 engine swaps, so we've gone, of course, with Circuit de la Sarthe. Looks like we're up against entirely Group 4 racing cars, so let's see what this Silvia will do. We've got the proper old school Le Mans livery on the car as well. Let's see what our power's like. Oh, yeah. That's crazy. Even in 4th and 5th gear, we cannot lay the power down. I've got racing mediums on the car. There's just too much power. Nice and gentle on the throttle. But you know what? It's handling okay, which is good. I mean, it's a Silvia, so I'm glad it still handles well, because if not, we would have completely killed the car. Oh. Oh. Come on. Ow. Back to square one. Oh, 147 miles an hour is the max. I'm probably gonna go and change the gear ratios. Be right back. Let's try not to bin it this time. I'm gonna try and be sensible. Sure. Why not? I just want to see what this thing can do, but I need to be so respectful of 1,200 horsepower and a 1980s road car. 4th gear should be absolutely fine for the exit of the chicane. There we go, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 20. No more gears, 235. That's a Group 4 racing car and I'm driving past it like it's a Honda Civic. And a slow Honda Civic. That's why you've got to brake early. This car is within the PP level for this race, and look at it. Goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Curb. I was absolutely asking for it. Now, having spent the first lap wiping out just about every barrier around the circuit, I was going to try and go for a hot lap on lap 2, but look at the state of my rear tyres. I mean, we're on racing mediums, and we're not even done a lap, and they're already toast. I don't think this car is going to win any races anytime soon, because I mean, the leader's already at the first Mulsanne chicane by the time we're leaving the pit lane. We're 20 seconds into the lap when we actually start it, so there's a reference for a lap time. I'm going to try and actually be good. I know I've said that many times before and proven myself wrong, but I'm really going to try this time. I want to do this thing justice. We've already caught the back of the AI field, even after the pit stop, and it took ages for the pit stop to even begin. Coming through. I'm already running out of fuel again, but I don't care. You literally need to pit this car every single lap to make it to the end of this race. Oh no. Well, the lap was going okay before that point. Well, when you consider I lost 20 seconds by making a pit stop at the start and I crashed, it's going to be a 4:18 So I reckon you can get this thing comfortably around here under 4 minutes. Which is very, very impressive for a Nissan Silvia. That's not a racing car, no matter how hard it wants to be. Right, well, I've parked it in the gravel, so probably a good time to end things. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. And that was it, the 10 craziest engine swaps on Gran Turismo 7 across the 2 videos. It's been a blast. Hopefully I'll see you for the next one. And of course, if you've enjoyed the content, please do give us a like and subscribe to the channel. In the meantime, thanks for watching, keep it pinned, and have a great day.